the aftermath of Genesis and Exodus, from Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, the biblical book of Genesis and Exodus. These foundational texts have shaped not only what some call religious, but the true history. The creation, the origin of the universe, humanity and life of sins, lies. The fall introduction, sins, lies, suffering, and mortality. The wind, born of nothing, whispered through the void. Before form, before light, there was only Genesis, not a beginning in the human sense, but an unfolding, a divine exhaustion that sculpted existence from pure potentials, from the swirling darkness. A darkness, a voice, rich and resonant, declared, "Let there be light," and first dawn broke, a dazzling symphony of gold and azure. The story wasn't contained to a single instant. It unfurled like a scroll, each scene meticulously painted by an unseen hand. The heavens stretched, a canvas for starlight. The waters gathered, revealing dry land that blossomed with verdant life. Creatures, great and small, swarmed the seas and soared through the skies. Their life came humanity. Adam and Eve, in the unspoiled garden, lived in perfect harmony with the Creator. Their days were filled with discover, their nights with contented rest. But the whispers of temptation, a serpent deceitful hiss, shattered the idol, disobedience, a single bite from the forbidden fruit, splintered their communion with the divine. Cast out, they faced a world no longer pristine, a world where toil and sorrow now intertwined with joy. Generations passed, each carrying the echoes of that first fall. The world grew loud with their clamor of humanity, sometimes discordant, sometimes harmonious, from Seth, Noah, Abraham, to Isaac, Jacob, to Joseph. The thread of their story wove through barren lands and prosperity. Promises were made, covenants established, binding the Creator to a chosen people, a lineage destined for a grand purpose. But even with divine favor, the shadow of human weakness persisted. The descendants of Jacob, now a vast family, found themselves in the fertile crescent of Egypt. Joseph, once betrayed by his brothers, divine providence even amidst human cruelty. Years turned into centuries. The welcoming of embrace of Egypt transformed into suffocating grip. The Pharaoh, a ruler who did not a blessed people but a growing threat. The cries of the enslaved echoed across the Nile, brick by painful brick. They built monuments to their oppressors, their backs bowed, their spirits crushed. The memory of the promises made to their ancestors, of land of milk and honey, seemed a distant, cruel mirage. Hope flicked, a dying ember in a vast darkness of their servitude. Yet the divine hand, though hidden, was not idle. In a basket woven of reeds, set adrift on the very river that witnesses their suffering, lay a child. Moses, plucked from the waters, raised in the house of the oppressor, was an unlikely instrument for a spectacular deliverance. He fled, a fugitive, carrying the weight of his people, suffering in his heart and soul. Then from the heart of the burning bush, on the scared ground on Mount Horeb, a voice, the same resonant voice that had birthed creation, spoke Moses. It was a declaration, a promise of liberation, plain for redemption and liberation, a plan for redemption. I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. This was called to Exodus, not merely a journey out of Egypt, but a profound movement from bondage to freedom, from darkness to light, from the known and oppressive to the unknown and promising. It was a grand tapestry woven, with plagues and miracles, with the parting of the Red Sea and guiding pillars of fire and cloud. It was a story of defiance against tyranny, of unwavering faith in the face of impossible odds. The journey was arduous. The wilderness tested their resolve, their patience, their trust. Murmurs of doubt and longing for the perceived comforts of slavery often threatened to derail their progress. Yet through manna from heaven and water from the rocks, through laws etched in stone and tabernacles built with loving hands, the Creator forged a nation. From the quest unfolding of creation in Genesis to the thunderous liberation of Exodus, the divine narrative was one of Exodus. The divine narrative was one of ceaseless engagement. It was a story of creation and covenant. of fall and redemption, of bondage and liberation. It was testament to God who not only set the universe into motion, but who also intimately involved himself in the lives of his creation, leading them always towards the promised land. Hello everyone, thanks for your support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.